4 years. And that lets you save...
Look here.
True Form Life.
Green look on it.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Tadia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Tadia.
Welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of our True Form Life community. Whether you're listening across the country on terrestrial radio or as a podcast around the world, we couldn't be more grateful for your support and being here to check out this interview. Today, I'm talking to Carol Burke, and the title is Being Young at Heart. Now, Carol is absolutely amazing. I can't really say enough about her. She literally walks in the room and the room like changes. And sometimes I joke in the interview that you may need some sunglasses to take all of Carol. But she's always bright. She's always excited. She's always in a good mood. She pushes hard through workouts. She has goals and she runs and she works out 4 times a week, runs 4 times a week, and she's 69 years old. That's crazy to me, not because she's doing these things, but because so many other people aren't. So if you look at Carol and you see what kind of person she is and how happy and excited she is, she talks about putting better quality foods in her body, staying active, working out, setting goals. These are all the things we talk about on a regular basis. And to me, it's like Carol's one of those people that like she leads by example. It's like, just look at Carol. She doesn't have any health issues. She doesn't have any knee, ankle, hip, back issues. And she's more active than people a quarter of her age. Absolutely love Carol. She brings so much energy to class. She brings so much energy to my life and everyone around her. And I asked her to come on because I wanted to share this with her, with you. I wanted to share, I think her energy is contagious. Like I said, when she walks in the room, I think everyone gets a little excited whether they want to or not. There's like all this crazy energy going on. Like, what's going on? What's happening? Oh, that's Carol. She's in the room. So again, I wanted to share this with you. I hope this offers some inspiration, some motivation to you, no matter what age you are. I feel like as we get older, we feel like, oh, it's time to slow down or it's time to do less. But Carol, one of her goals is to, at 70, skydive. And she wants to go hiking in all kinds of crazy areas that I don't even know about. But she'll mention here in the interview, she's done a portion of the death race. At age 67, she ran her first full marathon. I mean, I'm inspired right now just by sharing this with you. So I hope you get something out of this interview. That's probably enough from me. I'm going to let Carol take it away. Sit back and enjoy. We got all that coming up.
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Tadia.
Welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. Today we have Carol Burke with us. Welcome to the show, Carol.
Thanks, Drew.
We are excited to have you with us. Carol, today we're going to be talking about all kinds of different things. I was wondering if you could share a bit about yourself with our audience here so they get a better idea of who you are and what you do.
Okay. My name is Carol Burke. I live in Olds, Alberta. I've lived here for 49 years, been married to the same fellow for 49 years. I have 2 kids and 4 grandkids grown up. And I love Olds. I love the CLC at Olds. I love all the classes in Olds. Everything about Olds is great.
So, Carol, one of the things that is interesting about you is that you're always energetic. You're always happy. Do you have any days where you're not happy?
I don't know.
I told you I wasn't going to ask you any tough questions, and I opened up with a tough one.
I always try to be happy, and as long as I do my exercises and everything, that really, really helps.
So is it something that you consciously think about, like being happy? So for our listeners, I suppose it's pretty, I want to explain or express, it's pretty clear when you walk in a room, Carol, that you're the like it's like a bright light coming in the room. Look out. Sometimes
everybody says that.
Sometimes you might need sunglasses, but here you come. No, I think it's amazing that you're pretty much instantly able to improve people's mood just by the way you are. Is that a conscious decision, or is that just how you are?
Well, I fell in love with all the exercise people, and it just seems like wherever I go, mind you, work and stuff too I love, but everywhere I go in the exercise, I just meet so many fantastic people, and I love the positive attitude everybody has, especially when I enter an exercise room.
So you feel like they're offering the same just as you are. It's no different?
I don't know. I don't know how to explain that, Drew. I just, probably after my kids were grown up at 50, I decided I was going to do my first 5K because my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And I fell in love with that 5K run, and I'm 69 now. So I've just, for 19 years now, it just makes me happy to run all the time. I'm a runner.
So you use exercise as a complement to your running?
Yes, I do. I love going to CLC Fitness. I do kickboxing. I go to boot camp. I go to year balls and bells exercise, and yeah, I guess I go to every exercise I can because I just absolutely love it. I train with the Red Deer Running Room 2 days a week. I travel to Red Deer, and nothing makes me happier than I try to do a competition race every month.
So yes, I guess it's important. Do you set those goals for yourself? Is that something to work towards, or is it just something that you enjoy doing?
I try to set goals. I enjoy running, but I try to set goals. I try to improve my speed, so I'll train more. I probably 5 years after I did my first 5K, I was doing a 10K faster, and I did the 5K because, I learned to train right, and it just made me. And then I moved into half marathons, and when I was 67, I did a full marathon, my very first one, and I just love the energy.
True Form Life.
Before we get into the show, I just want to mention Complete Truth Protein. This is a plant-based protein supplement that we've designed ourselves at True Form. And the reason I designed it is because I felt like there was a need in the industry. Now, when I was traveling around the world, and I literally had a tackle box full of supplements and products and vitamins that did a whole lot more damage than good. So when I started doing more personal training and fitness classes, people would ask me what types of supplements I would recommend. And I always say, eat food. So that's why I've designed Complete Truth Protein around food. It's made with quinoa and hemp seeds. And one of the main benefits that it offers is improved digestion. So many of us deal with digestion issues on a regular basis. It also gives you a natural boost of energy. So if you head over to trueformlife.com/complete-truth-protein, we have tons of more details, videos, recipes, and everything you need to get going in the right direction with a good quality protein supplement. trueformlife.com/complete-truth-protein.
True Form Life.
So at 67, you did a full marathon. Now, we know what's interesting to me is that when it seems like as we get older, and I don't think it matters what age we are, whether we're 30, 40, 80, we have that mindset of like, we need to start slowing down, or we need to do less with our bodies and even our minds, I suppose. How is it that you feel like you should be doing more like half marathons or marathons at 67?
I don't know. It just, I'm so grateful to have my good health, and I just don't intend to slow down unless I possibly have to with my health or something. My eating habits have changed. I cook with Drew's Complete Truth and stuff. I try to, I just try to do everything. And I even last year I decided I was going to do the 125K relay death race at Grand Cache, and I made it. And every time I do something, it just makes me feel like I want to do better and do more.
So it seems like you're doing all kinds of things. Do you have anything that you still are going to be doing or working towards?
I do a lot of backpacking, and I'd love to do a backpacking trip in Utah. And the kids already told me they're getting me a ticket for my 70th because I want to do skydiving. So that's my 70th birthday present. But anyway, as far as exercise, I just think there's no better way. I've never made it for the Boston Marathon, but they say by the time you hit 70, you can just go. So I'm looking forward to that too.
So anyone can run at 70? Is that what you're saying for the Boston Marathon?
Oh, you can. Yeah. Anybody can go. You don't need a qualifying time. You could just apply. And I've never quite made the qualifying time.
So that's what you're going to do when you hit 70? After you skydive, maybe you could skydive like in the Boston area.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
You could do both at the same time.
Oh,
okay.
Anyway, no, I love my life. I love everything about it. I just think there's nothing better than trying to eat better and keeping yourself in good shape. Health-wise and for your health and everything. So
tell me what you did before you were 50. You said you didn't start running, or you ran your first 5K at 50. What were you doing before that?
Yeah. Oh, raising kids and working full-time and raising kids, and it didn't seem like I had the time. But once I made the time for myself, I love it more each year.
So when you said made the time, I think that's interesting because a lot of times people say, I don't have the time to run or work out. What do you mean when you say you made the time?
Well, it seems like you can make it I know young people are always busy, raising their kids and everything. And that's what I was busy doing, running them to hockey, running them to swimming, running them to ball and everywhere. But once they get older, I'm saying to people, don't give up. That's when you have more time, and do it. Get into it, and it's amazing. You sleep better at night. You're so much happier.
You said
I don't know what else to say.
That's okay. So you said the running room. I know that's something that you enjoy and look forward to. Can you tell us more about how you are involved in that? How
I'm involved in. Well, I go online and I'll pick out certain runs I want. And then for example, just this past Saturday, I did a half marathon in Red Deer. I did the hypo half. And I had been training in Red Deer for 2 days a week before that. And then I also run at home to train. And then, also too, Drew, I had to get into trail running because I did the death race, of course, last year. So I also got into trail running, and I do a lot of the 5 Peaks runs. So I'll go to Canmore and the trail running is nice. It might be a little harder, but maybe not as hard on your body as people think, but a little harder because, of course, there's hills and whatnot all. But it's even a more beautiful run. You're not running on pavements and in town and that. It's just to go to a place like Canmore or Fish Creek in Calgary or something. It's the trail runs are amazing also.
So that's something else that you enjoy. Do you have, you mentioned that it might be easier on your body. Do you deal with any knees, hips, ankles that, like, you're running a lot? That seems like running can be hard in these areas. Do you have any issues?
No, none whatsoever. If it's a long, like for example, the marathon, or when I did into the death race, I'll maybe use some athletics tape on my knees, but not because I have problems, just to kind of protect them a little because it's such a long ways. But no, not any at all.
Wow, that's amazing. What are you working now? Do you work?
Yes, I work part-time at Mark's in Olds.
Okay. And then, so when you're not working, you're training or going to one of your 15 different fitness classes throughout the week.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm also a volunteer for the Humane Society, the Animal Rescue. They built a new place in Didsbury, and I'm on the board for that. I look after finding homes for dogs, and part-time, and but I really concentrate. I make time for my exercise. I really do.
And so how many days a week? Tell me, let's walk through your schedule here for an example. So how many days a week do you run?
I usually run at least 4, mainly 5.
So you run 4 to 5 times per week?
Uh-huh.
And then you go to fitness classes at least twice a week or more?
4 times a week.
4 times a week.
Yeah.
True Form Life.
Just want to take a minute to mention Complete Truth Protein again. This is a protein supplement that we designed at True Form. We believe in food. We believe food heals, cures, and prevents. That's why this product is much different than your conventional types of products. Unfortunately, packed with chemicals, preservatives, toxins that our body doesn't know how to utilize, digest, and absorb. So that's why Complete Truth Protein can help improve your digestion and will offer a natural boost of energy. You can find more details at trueformlife.com/complete truth protein.
True Form Life.
Okay, and then sometimes I see you in there running. What are you doing? Running before class? Or are you warming up? What are you doing there?
No, I just try to fit in about an hour every day at the CLC gym. I'll either run on the treadmill to get myself warmed up before I'll use the machines a bit. And
So you run an hour before an hour class?
Well, I try to, I guess. What can I say?
So
My boot camp instructor from 7 years, I was at boot camp for 7 years with a boot camp instructor named Todd Mishy. And all he could say was I probably had ADHD. I don't know, or whatever you call it, ADA.
Okay, so we were talking about that Red Deer running room. There's a Red Deer club that you're also involved in now. I think this is important because I want to get at environment here and the people that you surround yourself with. So you go twice a week to this running room club and you run with a group of people. Is that right?
Yes, I do. I've been with them for 4 years, and my first training with them was to do 3 years. My first training was with them I trained a year before, and then I did my first marathon. And I met so many wonderful people up there. So I just have to keep going back because the group is amazing. We have a clinic on Tuesday nights and we talk about different things and we run. And then there's always a longer run Sunday mornings at 8:30, and that's at any running room. It doesn't cost anything. It's just at any running room. And to meet the people, that was on my team last year for the death race. There was 5 of us, and the other 4 were from the Red Deer Running Room. So you meet wonderful people when you go.
So do you run it in Olds as well, or just in Red Deer? I mean, like outside for training runs?
No, I run around Olds too. I can run out to my daughters and my daughter-in-laws because they both live about 12 to 15 kilometers out of town. So I quite often run out of town because I don't really like the curbs in town. So, I'll run around town. If it's really cold, we have the CLC running track, which is great.
Tell me about one of your coldest runs. I think you were telling me about this, but then I blocked it out because I couldn't imagine.
It was, actually, probably just about one of my coldest was just this past Saturday. I had the 21K at Red Deer for the Hypo Half, it's called. And when we started out, it was -18, and then the wind picked up. And then I got lost at the 3 Mile Bend. So by the time I come in and checked my Garmin, I had did 23K. I was so upset, but I made it.
Oh my gosh. You ran so did you run extra, like longer than you should have, or did you catch up?
No, my time was slower because I did that 2 extra kilometers. So, but that's okay. Next time I'll watch the arrows a little better.
Okay, tell me about the death race. I know you ran. Which leg did you run?
I ran leg 1. It was 19 kilometers. Leg 1 is 19. Leg 2 is 22. Leg 3 is 19. Leg 4 is 38. And leg 5 is, I think, 26 or something, enough to equal 125. And us 2 girls run the 19s, and then the 3 fellows run the other 3. But there's 3 mountain passes, and it's a tough race. We had tried the year before, and we didn't make it. But last year we made it. We had 24 hours and we did it in 19.
So for those of our listeners that may not have heard of the death race, could you just give us a brief idea of what it is?
It's up at Grand Cache in Alberta, and it's a tough race. It's 3 mountain passes. You have to have a certain time by the end of leg 3 or you're automatically disqualified. And what else can I say? And you have to make it in 24 hours maximum, 8 in the morning till you start at 8 in the morning and you only have till 8 the next morning.
So for you guys, like you ran the first leg and then you finish at a certain time, and when you get there, then the next person can go. Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's 5 legs. So 5 of you need to come within, like each of you have to run your leg within a certain amount of time so the next person can get their time in.
Yes. Yeah. Because like, as I say, if we haven't made a certain time by leg 3, leg 4 and 5 couldn't even run. And that's what had happened to us the year before.
Okay. So you guys did get a chance to finish it this year? Yeah,
we sure did.
That's awesome. Is there any relay runs like that other than the death race that you want to do, or is that that was the top of the line there?
Well, I don't know. I did the Grizzly Ultra 50K also a couple years ago. I don't know I haven't got any long runs for this year because I'd really like to do, like, as I say, go to Utah and do some backpacking, because I've also done backpacking in Kananaskis and the Skyline for, 4 or 5 days at a time. So I kind of like that too.
Okay, well, I guess you'll have time to do both. It doesn't matter if you do it now or later. You'll be doing it.
That's right, Drew.
True Form Life.
I just want to mention Complete Truth Protein here once again before I let you go. This is a protein supplement we designed ourselves, made with quinoa and hemp seeds, also maca and stevia. We have 2 different types of products. They both have tons of health benefits. You can bake the original bag, you can bake with. It's perfect for gluten-free flour. If you're celiac or gluten intolerant, we have tons of recipes on trueformlife.com, which include raw protein balls. People absolutely love these ones. We have pancakes, cookies, muffins, all healthy, all clean ingredients. Dorothy puts these together for us on a weekly basis. So if you head over to trueformlife.com, head over to the recipe section. We have all kinds of recipes on how you can use Complete Truth Protein. It's also a vegan and raw product. So if you have any intolerances or if you have any issues with digestion, this will definitely help you out. Once again, that's trueformlife.com/Complete Truth Protein.
True Form Life.
And then, so the other thing is nutrition. I wanted to ask you about. You said you were eating a bit better and taking care of your health in that way as well. What does like a meal or what does a day look like for you when you're being so active? You need to get food and fuel in your body.
I usually always have my oatmeal in the morning, and quite often on a Sunday I'll make enough meals for me for the day, for the week. I'll cook enough fish and I'll cook enough chicken breasts and that, and make quite a bit of rice. And I'm not on a restricted diet or anything. I just basically eat, the things I really like. Since January, I cut out bread and sugars completely because I was excited about this half marathon, of course, that I didn't do well in. But I try to make my own bread and stuff because I've tried to avoid all the starches. And
so I suppose it's just being conscious, making an effort of what you're putting in your body and paying attention to the foods that you're consuming.
Yeah, that's right. Like, I think, as I say, I don't think I could. I'm a very weak person when it comes to food. So I can't just say I'm going to go on a very strict diet. I think basically if you cut out the breads a little bit and the sugars are really bad. I've cut them out for a while. You can do it,
Where do you find the motivation or inspiration? Like, do you have anything that you aspire to or anyone, or is it just day-to-day living for you?
Just day-to-day living. That's what keeps me going. I just love it. None of the rest of my family are really into exercise. I wish they were. We could go out, my kids and that, but they're busy with work and their kids and stuff. But but I find many friends. Most of them are not quite as old as me, but doesn't seem to bother me, and they seem to do good with me, so I'm great with it.
That's because you can't find anyone your age that can keep up with you.
Oh, thanks, Drew.
So when it comes to working out and just being consistent with your workouts, you're able to get through your workouts day in and day out? Is there any days that you feel like, oh, I just don't want to run today, or I just don't want to go to fitness class?
Sometimes, but...
Are you human, Carol? That's what I'm asking you.
I am. There's the odd time, but I have a couple friends, and we kind of drive share together, and I might not feel like going that particular day, but once I get there, I'm so glad I went, because I go home happy and I'm rested. I can sleep better at night. So when it's minus 25 and you don't feel like starting the car and getting out and going, but it's all worth it once you do it.
You know, I don't feel like anyone really says, I wish I didn't do that workout. I always feel better after workouts. That's
right. You really do.
Yeah, I think it's worse when you miss that, like you miss those workouts. Then you feel guilty because you didn't go through with the workout, and it would have been a whole lot easier if you just showed up and got it done.
Yeah, you've got that right, Drew.
We've got someone like Stacy that's in our fitness class, and she mentioned how, or maybe you mentioned how she does she, I don't know, motivates you, or does she act like a little support group there for you to be like, or for her to be like, let's go, Carol, we need to get to class?
Yeah, she really does. And we're motivation for each other, because it's never hard to just go to absolutely everything by yourself. But like I say, again, if I drive to Red Deer and see all the people, when I start running, I'm motivated. And when I pick up Stacy for us to get to the CLC or get to your class, Drew, or something, yeah, we just, you need friends. I've got everything downstairs, you know, I've got the treadmill and everything, but I feel in my mind, I just need to get out to the people to be more motivated than going down in my basement and doing it alone.
And then what is it about skydiving that interests you, that you want to jump out of a plane?
I've wanted to do it for a long time. And the kid says, well, wait till your 70th birthday. I just think it would just be awesome. I've done zip lining and stuff, and I think that's on my bucket list.
Do you know what's funny is that I've always wanted to do skydiving.
Uh-huh.
So maybe we should go together.
I think so. You bet. I think we should too.
Okay, Carol, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I just want to thank you for coming on the show and for your inspiration. If there's anything you'd like to add, we can talk about that now. Other words, I'm ready to wrap things up here.
No, I don't think not much to add. Just my motto is, do it or lose it. And I feel at my age I can't quit, because I maybe would be scared I'd lose it. So I'm just not ready to quit.
And if there's anyone that's thinking about getting started, or anyone that's maybe been procrastinating to start living a healthier lifestyle, what would you tell them?
Just say you're going to do it, and it works. Just once you start, believe me, you'll just love it.
Okay, Carol, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome, and we will talk to you and see you at more exercise classes, Drew.
Okay, sounds good.
True Form Life.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of Exploring Mind and Body. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of our True Form Life community. I hope you enjoyed that interview. I hope you got something out of it. If you don't or aren't inspired by that, I don't know what would inspire you. I think we can all do something to improve our health. I think we can all do something to be more active. And if we follow a little bit of what Carol's doing, we'll be so much more active and so much more happier and healthier than by not. All past shows are going up on exploringmindandbody.com. If you ever miss a show, you can always go back and check out past shows there. We also have a free app you can download on any Apple device. Head over to your app store, search Exploring Mind and Body, download our show, and take us with you wherever you go. Also, more details are at trueformlife.com. This is where we do meal planning, recipes, grocery shopping lists, and at-home workouts. If you need a boost in the right direction, we can definitely help you out. Once again, thanks so much for being here. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia. in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Tadia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.